Hi students, let us start today's class. Welcome to new class. Today we are going to discuss the lesson 1 of class 10. This is our second class. Today we are going to discuss the lesson 1 effects of electric current, the first unit of class 10. Can you say what are these persons doing? Are they doing what? Yes, they are doing some work. These persons are doing some work, isn't it? While moving charge from one point to the other point in a circuit. Or there is any need of work to be done? That is my question. Today's question. For example, you consider a circuit containing copper wire, for example. While moving charge from one point to the other, are there any need for work is to be done? My answer is, while moving charge from one point to another point, work is to be done, students. How this occurs? We can discuss now. What is falling from a higher point to a lower point? Higher altitude to a lower one. Ball is falling from a higher position to a lower position. While playing, all of you saw the ball is falling down. It is falling from a highest point to a lowest point. When ball falls down, it moves from a higher level to a lower level. So direction of motion is downwards, from a higher position to a lower position. In the case of flow of air flows from a region of higher pressure to a lower pressure region. While blowing wind, it blows from highest pressure area to the lowest pressure area. In the case of flowing of water, all of you saw the waterfalls. It flows from higher altitude to the lower altitude. So, water flows from a higher altitude to a lower altitude. All of you saw waterfalls. Then the water flows from higher altitude to a lower altitude. Can you say, will the bulb glow if the switch is turned on? What is your answer? No, the bulb in the picture will not glow. What is the reason? There should be a potential difference between 2 points of a conductor if there is to flow current between them. In a circuit, there should need a potential difference. Highest potential point and lower potential point. Highest energy area and lowest energy area. Then only the charge flow. Then only the current flow. So, for the flow of current occurs, there should need a potential difference. We need a highest potential area and lowest potential area. For flowing current through a circuit, there should need an external source for providing potential difference, students. We need an external source for providing potential difference. Then only the current flow. Sources of EM for potential differences are cell, battery. And another one is also, that is generator. Generator also can provide potential difference to the circuit. Cell can provide potential difference to the circuit. Battery can provide potential difference. If we connect a cell to the picture that I showed previously, the bulb will glow. If we connect a cell to the circuit, then the bulb will glow. Then the circuit gets the potential difference. can be connected in two ways. One method is series connection and the other method is parallel connection. In series connection, the negative end of the cell is connected to the positive end of the cell. Once again, the negative end of the cell is connected to the positive end of the other cell. But in the case of parallel connection, all positive ends are connected to a common point. All negative ends are connected to a common point. This type of connection is called parallel connection. About this you studied in 9th standard IT, isn't it? Do you know the names of the following devices? One of them is voltmeter. The V represents voltage and the other is ammeter. Ammeter reads the current. Ammeter measures the current. Voltmeter is used for measuring the voltage. The potential difference provided by the battery or cell or generator. Ammeter measures the current. What are the uses of voltmeter and ammeter? Voltmeter is used for measuring the potential difference or voltage. This voltmeter should connect in the parallel in the circuit. In the parallel method, ammeter is used to measure the current in a circuit. That we already taught. Ammeter should connect series in the circuit. Now we are going to analyze a circuit. Here the XY represents nickel wire. It has high resistance. It has high resistance. Do you know which is the element having low resistance? Yes, silver. In comparison to silver, copper has more resistance. Nickel has more resistance than copper wire and silver. Which has high resistance? Nickel wire has high resistance. This resistance is given in the letter R. This voltmeter measures the potential difference or voltage provided by the cell. The ammeter measures the current I in the circuit. Voltmeter measures the voltage V in the circuit and ammeter measures the current I in the circuit. Do you know which is the equation for finding current using charge and the time? I is equal to Q by T. We can find the current using the equation charge by time. The unit of charge is coulomb. The unit of charge is coulomb. Unit of time? Yes, second. Then we are going to find the equation for finding the charge. I is equal to Q by T. By using this equation, we can find the equation for finding the charge. By taking the denominator t to the side of I, we get I into T. We get I into T, that is equal to charge coulomb. So we can find the charge coulomb. Sorry, the unit of charge coulomb. We can find the charge using the equation I into T. We can measure the current using the equation. We can find the current using the equation I is equal to Q by T. So we have equation Q is equal to I into T. By using the equation I into T, we can measure the charge. Then we studied while moving charge from one point to the other point, work is to be done. We can find this work done using the equation W is equal to QE. W is equal to QE. By using the equation W is equal to QV, we can find the equation for finding the voltage. By taking the side of the denominator V to the side of work, we get equation for finding the voltage. W by Q is equal to voltage V. We take this chart to the side of work done. Here it is in multiplication with the voltage. This numerator Q come to the side of work done. Then it becomes the denominator Q. Then we get V is equal to, voltage is equal to W by Q. Okay. So we have equation for finding the work done in a circuit. W is equal to QV. We can find the voltage by using the equation V is equal to W by Q. The potential difference between 2 points will be 1 volt. The potential difference between 2 points will be 1 volt. If work done is equal to 1 and the charge Q is equal to 1, the potential difference between 2 points will be 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is done, the unit of work is joule. If 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from one point to the other. If Q is equal to 1, charge is equal to 1 and work is equal to 1 joule, then voltage or potential difference will be 1 volt. Okay. If so, the work done to move a charge Q under potential difference V is W is equal to QV. Now we can find the work done by the battery or cell using the equation W is equal to QV. We have another equation. We can find the power supplied by the battery to the circuit in a time t second. P is equal to W by T. We can find the power using the equation P is equal to W by T. We know that work done is equal to QE, isn't it? Or substituting the equation of work in this, we get P is equal to QV by T. We have the equation P is equal to W by small t, isn't it? We know work done is equal to QV. Work done is equal to QV or VQ. V or VQ, isn't it? So we can substitute this equation, substitute this in the case of, in the equation P is equal to W by T. Then the equation P is equal to W by T. W is equal to QV or VQ. So V in the Q divided by small t. You know that I is equal to Q by T. You know that I is equal to Q divided by small t, isn't it? So we get power P is equal to. So we get power P is equal to V into I, isn't it? W is equal to QE or VQ, isn't it? P is equal to W by T. Instead of W, we can substitute QV in our equation or VQ in our equation. Then power P is equal to VQ by T. We know that I is equal to Q by T. Instead of Q by T, we can substitute I here. Then the equation, then our equation becomes P is equal to VI. Okay, students? Let us finish today. Thank you.
Heating effect of electric current. The heating effect of electric current is widely used today. This effect is caused when electric current is passed through a conductor. This generates heat due to the resistance it offers to the current flow. The work done in overcoming this resistance produces heat. The heat produced by a heating element is directly proportional to the square of the electric current passing through the conductor, the resistance of the conductor, the time for which current passes through the conductor. It is defined as H is equal to I square root RT and is known as Joule's law.